Risdon Slate is my name, and I'm a professor emeritus of criminology at Florida Southern College. And in my life, I've had two manic episodes. The first one was during a very stressful time, and I was put on an antidepressant by my family physician. I found out when I encountered a psychiatrist that the worst thing he could have ever done was put me on an antidepressant if you're bipolar. He said it was like pouring jet fuel on a fire. So I had the manic episode. I had one 8 years later when a local psychiatrist decided to take me off my medication because he didn't think I was mentally ill. So I was in the closet about me being mentally ill. I was ashamed of the stigma surrounding mental illness. And so after the second manic episode, I decided I had to come out of the closet, because if that could happen to me with a PhD in criminal justice, college professor, also with a prior criminal justice system work experience, it can happen to anyone, and it is. The difference is that I actually have connections, I have contacts that helped me when I had the manic episodes and helped me to get out of the situation. But in any event, I am no longer ashamed or embarrassed about being mentally ill. And I've come out of the closet to try to help others who don't have the connections possibly or the contacts that I did to help me out when it happened. So what we need is formal structures in place within the criminal justice system and the mental health system to help people who are in need. You know, for example, Grady is definitely a law and order type sheriff, no question about it. But he does have a soft place in his heart for people with mental illness. And he has programs set up in his jail to try to link people with mental illness to treatment. But Grady, I must commend him on what he's done in terms of the programs he has in place to divert people with mental illness. He also trains law enforcement officers in what is called crisis intervention team training, and they learn to de-escalate situations with people with mental illness when they encounter them. And so that's important. I've actually conducted much of that training for the sheriff's office with officers. And they require that 8 hours of the 40-hour training is to be conducted by people with mental illness who are stable, help the officers understand what someone is going through when they're having an episode. Recovery is possible. There's no question about that. But, you know, the problem is that many people don't know where to turn. And in the criminal justice system, unless a jail like Judd's jail has set up something, there's not going to be any programs there for them to access. One of the things I did is I became a member of the National Alliance on Mental Illness. They have a local chapter here. That's a great place if you're going to come out and start talking about having a mental illness, because either consumers of mental illness there or family members, and they're all looking to try to come out with positive outcomes. So NAMI, National Alliance on Mental Illness, basically helped me find my voice, and I felt very comfortable talking about the mental illness with them, and ended up ultimately testifying before Congress, and we ended up getting funding for mental health courts. But in Mandarin Chinese, the word crisis is represented by two different characters. One of the characters is danger, the other is opportunity. And if you think about it, in any crisis situation, there's danger, but there's also opportunity. So what I've tried to do is look for the opportunity to turn it into something positive. And it took me a while, but I got there, and I'm there now.